Dear all, a very good evening. Greetings from Institute Innovation Council of VES College of Pharmacy and Dr. L.H. Hiranandani College of Pharmacy. I, Ms. Nasish Khan, welcome you all to the 3-day certificate course on Know-how of Startups, organized jointly by VES College of Pharmacy and Dr. L.H. Hiranandani College of Pharmacy. This 3-day certificate course will give you all all-in-depth information and insights of various practical steps and approaches needed to set up your open startup or venture into entrepreneurship. Our speaker for the first session of this program is Miss Zeel Darwin. At Riddle, she manages the day-to-day operations for all the programs, events, and government grants for bio initiatives along with maintaining the lab facility and assisting the startups with resources as required. Now, I request Ms. Zeel Darwin to take over the stage and deliver a talk on opportunities for faculties and students, early stage entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. I will just share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Is my screen visible?
No, not yet.
Is it visible now?
No, it is not yet visible.
Now?
Yes, now it is visible.
Amazing. Firstly, thank you so much for the introduction and thank you so much for this opportunity to interact with the students of your college. So today I'm here to talk about Riddle and the opportunities that we have for students. So Riddle, as you can see on the screen, it stands for Research, Innovation, Incubation, Design Labs. We are basically a technology business incubator that supports startup from ideation stage till they generate revenue. So it is an initiative of Samaya Vidyavihar University and Samaya Trust. So we have a lot of government support from the Department of Science and Technology, DBT BIRAC, which is the Department of Biotechnology, and from the Maharashtra State Innovation Society. This slide talks about the milestones that we have achieved so far. So Riddle was started in 2010, and this is the these are the numbers that we've achieved. So we've supported 130 plus startups till now, which were incubated with us. We've created 600 plus full-time jobs. We've facilitated over 5,600 makers through the Maker Mela event that we do. And we have a total valuation by startups of more than 1160 crores. We have publications in more than 150 plus media and have received more than that awards. We offer various internships and with our startups as well as with the incubation center, and we have trained 15,000 plus students till now through the various activities that we do. So firstly, talking about the grants that we have at Riddle, we have the BIRAC seed support to support startups for POC, which is proof of concept, and prototype development. Then we have Nidhi seed support, which is for the same purpose. Then we have Nidhi EIR, which is entrepreneurs in residence to support entrepreneurship and to support the budding innovators and entrepreneurs. Then we have Nidhi Prayas, which is again another fund that we have with support to support the infrastructure and manpower related to take care of those funds for the startups. So right now that you see on the screen, now onwards I'll talk about a few of our startups that we have. So this first one is called GeoVio. It is basically a healthcare kit that they've developed. They've developed this beaded bracelet which monitors more than 15 parameters of pregnant ladies, and they've received grant from BioRiiidl Seed Support, and you can see the support below that. You can see Uber, the World, Gojek, etc. The next startup is what Technovations. So this startup was developed during the COVID times, and it's basically a ventilation system for the PPE suits. And the founder is Nihal, and they've received Nidhi Prayas, and they've received various publications during the COVID times from Times of India, Lokmat, NDTV, etc. This next startup is Indra Water. So it's basically a replacement for STBs. It's a wastewater management system, a much compact and much more economically effective way. They've received BioRiiidl Seed Support and also Nidhi Prayas. And you can see below they have received recognition from Hindustan Times, Forbes, Your Story, etc. This is Squareoff. So they have developed the world's first telerobotic chess. It's basically a smart chess that they have. You can see the awards that they've received: the Innovation Award in 2018, the Top Tech CES Award in 2017. You can also see the international recognition that they've received from BBC, Mashable, TechCrunch, etc. This is Rymo. They have basically developed a physical rehabilitation device, which is used for your exercise, but with a hint of entertainment. So they have games while you can exercise so that you don't feel like you're exercising. So they have received the BioRiiidl Seed Support. They've received Nidhi Prayas. This is Offi. It's basically a platform to conduct. It's basically a platform to conduct exams without internet. So it is recognized by many, almost across all colleges in Mumbai, and they have currently working on deploying their product in Africa and Dubai. They've also received recognition from Times of India, Z News, Hindustan Times, etc. Then this next startup is called Kiddyfit. It's basically they're developing a monitor for babies, and yeah, they have received the Nidhi EIR and Nidhi Prayas. This is Taperu. They are creating solar panel cleaning systems. Again, they've received the Nidhi Prayas and also some funds from Jasubhai Group. Then the next one is Uform Technologies. So they've created this vertical farming systems, and they've received support from the BIRAC, then from Sign IIT, IIT Foundation, etc. Then this next startup is called Microdegree. So they've made coding easy because they've made coding. They're creating a platform where you can learn coding in different languages. So they've received the Nidhi Seed Support, and they're recognized by Times of India, Your Story, Indian Express. Yeah, so these were some of the startups that we had at Riddle and BioRiiidl as well. This is the selection committee that we have at Riddle. So the first one is Sri Samir Somaya, who is the Chancellor for Somaya Vidyavihar University. Then Anita Gupta, Rishabh Mariwala, who is the Director for Sharp Ventures. Then Siddharth Somaya, who is the founder and CEO for Organic Riot. Then Sanjay Mehta, who is the founder and partner of 100x VC. So these are the various, yeah. Then we have Dr. Manish Devan, who is the head of strategic partnership and entrepreneurship development at BIRAC. Then we have Dharmil Sheth, who is the co-founder for Farm Easy. Then we have Maulik Jasubhai, who is the chairman and managing director for Jasubhai Foundation. So these are the people who are there in the selection committee who decide the grants and investments that we make. Now, talking about the facilities and infrastructure that we have, so we have four centers in the Somaya Vidyavihar campus, depending upon different requirements, and we have one center in the Somaya Ayurvihar campus. So in the Somaya Vidyavihar campus, one of our centers, there we have digital fabrication lab. That we have 3D printers, laser cutters, and those materials which are required for prototype development. Then we have BioRiiDl, which is the bio incubator, where we have a lab where you can see right on the top right corner. That's one of the labs that we have. There's a full floor of lab where we have high end equipments, etc., to support life sciences and healthcare related startups. Then we have another lab that we recently inaugurated, which is the Prayas lab, and then there's another one. So there are five total centers that we have. And yeah, so you can see we have the fab lab, we have the smack lab, we have the bio lab. We also do have access to the Somaya hospital and the physiotherapy and ayurveda center in the Ayur Vihar campus. We have the XR lab as well. Then there is the co-working space that we have, and facilities to conduct meetings, etc. And yeah, so that's the entire facility that we have across our five centers in Somaya. Talking about the communities that are being initiated by Riddle, firstly, Maker Mela. So, Maker Mela is a platform for grassroots innovators and makers wherein they come and present their projects at the annual fest. Then we have another conference that we organize, which is called Darwin. So, as I mentioned, it's a conference, an international conference that we do, where people from, where speakers from Harvard, MIT, etc., come and they present their work and interact with students, biohackers, etc. So, there are different events that we do at the conference: speaker sessions, workshops, trainings, paper presentation competitions, etc. So, we've been doing the conference for about 3 years now, and we've had participation from about 31 countries. And this year also we have the conference in December. In December first week. Then we have our other initiatives like TEDx Vidya Vihar, Developer Circles Mumbai, which is for developers and coders. Then we have Enroute Mumbai and Skilled. So yeah, that is about the communities that we have that we've initiated by Riddle, and we have various opportunities for students in these communities to come and intern with us. I will talk about them later. Yeah, so these are a few of our star makers. So Squareoff, the startup that we that I talked about earlier. Then I talked about GeoBio Healthcare as well, Indra Water, etc. So these have presented the projects at Maker Mela and then grown as startups with us. Yeah, so talking about the research perspective, I told you all about BioRiiDl, which is the bio arm of the healthcare and life sciences arm of Riddle. And we do have various research projects that we've been going on with us. So one such research is about biomaterials, where we've been creating non-toxic and sustainable biomaterials like bioplastic, bioleather, etc. So you can see some of them in the pictures here. Yeah, so this is more of a after activity of the research. It's basically a fashion show that we do. Maker Mela and Arvind collaborates to conduct this fashion show. So the outfits that you see, the accessories on these outfits that you see, so the red roses, the yellow thing, the yellow patch, etc., they have all been made using biomaterials. So it's an integration of biology and fashion. This is a fashion show that we conduct every year to promote the research on biomaterials. Now, I'll talk about the mentors and speakers that we've had. We've had the opportunity to interact with and host at our different events and conferences. Firstly, Professor George Church, who is the professor of genetics at Harvard Medical School. We hosted him as the keynote speaker in Darwin 2020, and he inaugurated the BioRiiDl space. Then we have Dr. Jason Kelly, who is the co-founder for Ginkgo Bioworks, which is a yeah. Then we had Dr. JJ Hastings, who works at Analogs LLC. Professor Joe Davis, again from Harvard. Then Dr. Manish Devan, I told you all about from BIRAC. Then we had David Kong from MIT Media Lab, Amy Dickman from University of Oxford, and various other dignitaries that we've had the opportunity to host with us. Most of them through Maker Mela and through Darwin. Yeah, so these are the dignitaries that we've hosted at Maker Mela. So Shri Prakash Javadekar, who is the Honorable Union HRD Minister, then Sonam Wangchuk, who is the founder of SecMall, etc. So these are all the dignitaries and famous people we have had the opportunity to host. Yeah. So we have during the course of our 10, 11 years that we've been running the incubator for, we have collaborated with various organizations and institutes and NGOs to take forward our work and introduce new stuff too. And these are some of the awards that we have received and our startups have received. So I've just listed them down here. So yeah, that's all about my presentation. Now, I'd like to talk about a little bit about the opportunities that we have for students through the internships that we offer. So, we do have various opportunities for our students to come and join us as interns. So we do have a lot of startups. So I mentioned that we've incubated about 130 plus startups with us. So through these startups, you can intern with them and you can learn from them. So we have startups in different domains. So we are sector agnostic and we support startups from various domains. So we have fintech, we have AIML, we have biotech, we have healthcare, we have you name it and we have it. So we have startups in different domains. So according to your interest, you can come associate with us. You can look through our startups and let us know if you're interested with them. Then the conference that I talked about, the Darwin conference that we host. So we are actively looking for people to join us in the core team. So you can come and join us for the Darwin conference as well. So you can be a part of the Darwin core team. We're looking for people who can come and actively participate in the conference, in building the conference actually. So yeah, that's about that. I am open to questions if you guys have any. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. We can now start with the question answer session.
So are we taking the questions through the chat or
Okay, so we have a question from Tanya Pawale. How do I determine if I am capable of having my own startup?
yeah, so Tanaya, you need to have an idea first. So you need to do your market research well. So you can start with that first, and then if you need any sort of help, you can come talk to us. So we are open to talking to students and guiding them. So yeah,
Okay, the next question from Asreen. What is the difference between innovation and startup?
yeah. So innovation can be a project, but startup is when you plan to commercialize your innovation. So startup is basically a registered company. So if you wish to commercialize your project or commercialize your innovation, that would be called a startup. So if you're trying to create a business out of it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Next question from Shruti Khandave. Do we need a business model in advance or it can be developed after prototype validation?
So you need to have a rough idea, a rough business model in your at the back of the mind, and then it can obviously be worked upon as and when you progress with your startup.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Do we have any more questions?
No, ma'am. We are done.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
thank
Thank you
you
so
so
much.
much, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Anita Aire, Vice President IIC Westcorp, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Nazish, and thank you, Zeal, for giving us the insights and glimpses of what are the activities that are conducted at BioRiiDl. I would like to thank our president, Dr. Mushtaq Sheikh, president of Dr. L.H. Hiranandani College of Pharmacy, Dr. Rajkumar Dubey, convener, Mrs. Shraddha Fadke, for collaborating with us for this particular activity. And I would also like to thank Principal Dr. Supriya Shide, Principal Dr. Parag Gide, for giving us an opportunity to conduct this certificate course. Thank you, all of you. And the next session will be conducted tomorrow. So, see you all tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.